It would be of much more benefit to the park to coordinate these legends and to authenticate the actual site of the lost mine of the San Saba. The story of the San Saba merely coordinates with the story of San Vicente in both legend and detail. In both instances, from the mission or the Presidio de San Saba and the Presidio de San Vicente, a Spanish patron or an unnamed person led Indian slaves up to the lost silver mine and was killed there with all the henchmen or his buddies, and no trace of the mine or any real word about it has ever been discovered. For this reason, for the fact that there's been because of the fact that there's been hundreds of Texans that have looked for both mines over 130 years, and because of the historical value that it would add to the park, we believe that this would be a great asset to the park to tie the maps in with the legend of Lost Mine Peak and possibly the greater legend of the Lost San Saba. It would be a beautiful thing to give to the American public, and that's what we came down here to do.
That's fine right there. That's all we need.
Is your approach to the site using the Lost Mine Trail or entirely cross-country?
It's cross-country. However, the Lost Mine Trail interweaves into this thing, Jim. The old boy went up to the Lost Mine Trail from Juniper Canyon, from the Presidio. And then he descended on the other side of Crown Mountain and went back down to the flats. This protected him from being seen from behind. Then as he went up to the mountain, anybody who saw him from behind would say, well, he went up to Juniper Canyon, see? Mm-hmm. They, of course, would be highly reluctant to follow him at that time and might follow him later. Mm-hmm. Thus starts the legend of Lost Mine Trail.
Okay.
Then, for protection, he came back down Crown Mountain Trail, or the end of Lost Mine Trail, on the east side. This way, the Crown Mountain and that sort of thing all protected him from the rear. Anybody had seen him go up Juniper Canyon would have not seen him come down Pine Canyon.
But you propose to approaches from the Juniper Canyon side?
No, we're going to go straight up Pine Canyon. We're not going to mess around with Juniper Canyon.
Have you been this route before? You know how difficult it is?
No, but we know it's quite difficult. We know that it's quite difficult. You see,
there's a tremendous pour-off in Pine Canyon that limits your travel directly up Pine Canyon. To get up on the Lost Mine Peak side of Pine Canyon, I think you'd have to start hiking out of the canyon right at the end of the road. Don't follow the Pine Canyon drainage at all.
That you can ascend to this upper trail through. Mm-hmm. One is going by here, which we don't know how difficult that is, and one is going up this way. We think that this general reference point that he ascended to, this point, which is that lookout point, and then came back down. We do not know whether he just sent his burros on around this arm-like thing, or whether they actually went up there too. See, we don't know that. We do know that legend has the Watchman's Cave at the northern end of the peak, which is almost unnecessary if they were doing their mining on Lost Mine Trail. You see, we've discovered.
Where do you think the site was? Is it premature to ask that question?
I would like to show you the site as I show you the rest of the interpretation as we're going on, so that as you see what we've got